So sometimes you late, but see, you could be late but still on time. And see, when it comes to time right now, we only got 10 minutes because we trying something new. We just glad y'all here. Let's get into the show.
Man, I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you on your man in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
Okay.
You understand me? Straight up like a man.
So what's the issue?
No sugar. Ain't no issue. If it was an issue, you'll feel me. I just come to let y'all know. Stop.
Shout out to it being an issue.
My bad. I don't thought that was gangster. My bad.
Yeah.
What's good? My bad. We got 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah. So we just trying, we ain't really did a morning show. So, we just trying to, experiment a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit Spencer Rattler, 10 minutes. So Lito, let's start, man. The Spencer Rattler experience is off to an interesting start.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when the season started, you look at all these rankings and they had Spencer at the bottom of the list, right? 32, like ranked as the worst quarterback starting in the league, right?
Yeah.
And then week one ended, and it was a mixed bag in regards to comments and reviews. But you started seeing people saying, even after the first game, Spencer had a really good game.
Yeah.
Spencer had a solid game. Spencer wasn't the reason they lost. Blah blah. And then you had the folks that stood by saying, he's not the guy. He's just a guy. Blah blah. And then week two happened.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you something. I thought I had it, but hold on. I'm gonna show you. This is from NFL Draft Files, and they put together some of Spencer's best throws of the night, of the day against San Francisco. And I know you got a clip as well from the defensive coordinator with San Francisco giving Spencer Rattler praise. So we got to ask: Is Spencer? Well, we know the pedigree, but is he ultimately becoming better, or is he better than we thought? Do we have to change our expectations for him just simply as a quarterback in this league? I'm waiting for this thing to load here if it wants to work with me. But I guess while we wait on that, bro.
Yeah.
What's up, chat? In the meantime, while I wait on that to load, what are your thoughts, bro? Like 2 weeks in, it's kind of odd to be here, huh?
Man, to be honest with you, you think about a good 49ers defense, for the most part. I mean, they got probably the best middle linebacker in, football, or the best linebacker, period, probably in Fred. And, to see him have that type of maturity against them, it was unexpected. If I'm not mistaken, he was 25 of 34. He had 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 118 quarterback rating. So like, one more. I feel like with the talent around him, especially with the talent around him out there, not speaking on AK, but like in a wide receiver room, Olave as a solid wide receiver just has had problems with health. Shaheed is a deep threat, but he ain't really got a whole lot to work with in the wide receiver room. But to see that from Spence, man, it was like you talked about his pedigree, and he does have that stamp. And it's funny because I seen people comparing him to Caleb Williams, and I don't want to jump ahead of ourselves.
Okay. Well, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. I'm glad you said that first. Let's get to some of these throws here. Once again, this from NFL Draft Files.
Yeah.
With the pass interference, by the way.
Ugh.
I mean, the way that
decisive,
he stood in the pocket, trust his feet, the accuracy of some of these tough throws.
Even though Stone Hands got a touchdown.
Yeah. Did you know that a shin counts as a knee, which counts as 2 feet?
I did not know that a shin was that all that. That was a great throw. See, the thing about Spencer is you never question his arm talent. It was just his decision making. You were kind of, especially at South Carolina, at Oklahoma, like it was his decision making was questioned.
And that's the thing, like I think, and that's what puts people in a weird space right now. I saw that folks were like, one of his biggest critiques early on was that he dumped the ball off too much, right? Too many checkdowns, those kind of situations wasn't down the field. And then you look at the roster, and you mentioned it perfectly, right? Is this, when you look at some of the talent he's throwing to, is it enough? Is it adequate? It may be close to now. It may be getting there, but even those guys, Olave dropped at least 3 passes Sunday that would have liked him to catch. Even the bad one, and that's not to say that Spencer was that Spencer is absent of guilt. They have an easy touchdown in that first quarter that maybe changes the game. He
hit his hands.
But it still touches Olave's. Olave's a guy that's gonna be $130 million a year roughly soon. You want to be one of them guys, you kind of got to catch that ball, even though Rattler did not, whether he got anxious on the throw, whatever the case may be, he ultimately, didn't make the throw, and it cost.
I don't care. I don't care. It was a bad throw. I don't care. I don't care. The football was here. You turned around. It hit your hands. I don't care.
Yeah.
After that, there was no defender around you. Like you got to catch it. I don't know. I don't know. We gave old Stone Hands grief last week. And for the same thing, game. He could have won the game on a touchdown. It hit his hands. He dropped it. It just is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah, no, and look, Lito, I don't even think it's that simple. Either. I mean, even in you can think of in week 1, the drive to almost tie the game, or put them in a position to tie the game, and even in week 2, the second drive that they had after, I think the first one ended, it was like a 3 and out, but it's under 2 minutes left or 2 minutes left on the second drive. He ends up fumbling the ball, but shoddy protection. Cesar Ruiz isn't doing him any favors.
I'm trying to be respectful.
But look, bro. I mean, you're looking at. I mean, we talk about a 5th round pick here. At the end of the day, he's doing as much as you can ask a 5th round pick to do when you look at some of the talents that are around him and the way that they're being used right now. Wouldn't you say? Because look at this.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Listen, for all the look at the talent around Caleb Williams. You got DJ Moore. You brought in Swift. You got Commit. You got the tight end they drafted, Lovelace. You got Roma Duze. You got talent around him, and he just stinking up the joint to me. Hey Chris, let me tell you this: you in a situation where it's so crazy. The Saints could easily be 2-0 on the arm of Spencer Rattler. They could easily be 2-0. Like aside from certain things that happen, certain players on the O line, a tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like it's yeah. So I feel like and before hold on, because we gotta let the man speak. We gotta hold on.
And this quarterback, I'm telling you, he's going to be a household by the end of the year. This kid's pretty good. So he's a twitchy athlete. He's got a hell of an arm. He's very decisive in his decision making as he goes through his progression, and he's accurate with the football. So,
excuse me, a household name? Excuse
me, household name. This is one of the more respected defensive minds we have in this league. Now, I'm not telling you that Spencer is the answer. I'm not telling you Spencer is the guy. He's a franchise guy. But it's interesting to hear people weren't talking about, some of the guys that have been plugging in at quarterback since Drew has left like this. There's something being shown on film. There's something that these guys are seeing in regards to improvement. Like I don't think this is just coach speak. I don't think, this is just something that people are saying to make Rattler feel, I guess, more proud or more like Tom Brady would always get on the podium and call whoever he was going against, whether they were good or bad, great. He would never say, bad things about. I don't think it's one of those situations with Rattler. I think the film is showing it. I think what the eyes are seeing. I think the production is getting there. We just got to see if he can continue to make this a consistent thing, because the thing with him, like you said, Lito, like you've been telling me for a while, the talent has been there since high school. So it ain't really about that, but the way he's trusting his feet, the way he's trusting his mechanics, the accuracy, working with what he has right now, at worst, it has to have people encouraged that you have something which is much better than the 32nd, 31st, 30th, or 29th best quarterback that a lot of folks coming into the year thought that the Saints had.
Yeah, man. And look, it's crazy because the team seems to have an affinity for him as well. Like, you get a quarterback out there laying his body on the line, making juke moves on linebackers to get a first down. You see them start to you see him start to be a catalyst for them in a sense. And shout out to Just A. Davis, because this is a great question. He said, shout out to my dog Alvin, man. He said, "You're willing to bet Spencer the quarterback of the future after 2 games?" No. But do I think he better than Show? Yes.
I can't say that either. In all honesty, Lito, I can't tell you if he's better than Shuck. I can't tell you if he's the future. But I'd say it's encouraging to see the way that he started, and some of these throws are not just throws you just glance at or you just say, "Oh, okay, solid." No, some of these throws we're watching him make, some of these decisions, how quickly he's picked up his offense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his second offense in less than a year, right? Since he's been actually playing, like in actual game time.
Can I let me say this? The reason why I'm talking about Shuck, the reason why I say that about Shuck, and this is all hate and not football logic. This is all I want to quantify it as that. Like, it's not logical, but it's all hate. I'm not trying to see a 25-year-old quarterback be a rookie. Like, I don't believe there's a future. Like he probably, I saw him in college. I just don't believe. I don't believe. Like, that's just it. And again, it's all hate. It's not logic. It's just how I feel.
Well, look, y'all. I mean, we said 10 minutes. We're gonna end it at 15 here. I guess my closing remarks here would be, I'm interested to see how he continues to progress. What happens when he has a really bad game? What happens when something shows up on tape that a defensive coordinator and a defense is able to take advantage? You got to allow this to really play out. But if you would have told me that that Rattler would have looked even this solid in the first 2 weeks, win or losses, 0-2 or not, or 2-0, I don't know if I would have believed you. And I think his confidence is starting to grow, and that's what it's all about.
All right, before we get out of here, let's do some over-unders. One more thing. Let's do some over-unders.
All right, come on.
All right, over-under Spencer Rattler 20 completions this upcoming game.
They play
good Seattle. Defense. Yeah, good Seattle defense.
They play Seattle. I'm gonna say 20 completions under.
Under 20 completions.
Yeah.
Over under 200 passing yards.
I'll give him the over.
What over under 1.5 touchdowns?
I think one touchdown. First road game, like, you know, that's a tough environment to play. Seattle's gonna, well, even with Sam Darnold, they're gonna want to run the shit out the football with Charbonnet and Ken Walker. If he goes in there and throws 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards and 20 completions, then we really going this 15-minute conversation that is now 16 minutes is gonna be like an hour conversation.
All right, well, you got the unders. Shout out to FanDuel. I'm taking the overs.
All right, man. Shout out to Taz Sunshine, John Deere, Chris Smith Holmes, Lala, and Justin for having patience with us this morning. Theos and y'all in the chat as always for pulling up on a Monday morning, man. You know, we hope we were as good for you as that coffee that you had, or that you've had already, that you need to have. Nothing like it. What you got there?
I got a little coffee, man.
What that's from?
That's from Pontelli, man. Shout out to Pontelli, man. Out there on, you know what I'm saying, Chef Howard.
Justin, we need a coffee sponsor. All right, guys, we out here.
He lied. Y'all niggas worship him. Lied.